Tom Thibodeau's firing isn't just another Knicks headline, it's a sharp reminder that in pro sports, even success can be a liability. After leading New York to a 226-174 record, 3 straight playoff appearances, and their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years, he was still let go. The move echoes cases like Dwayne Casey, who won Coach of the Year in 2018 after a franchise-best season in Toronto, only to be dismissed the next spring. So why do winning coaches keep getting pushed out? Is it about needing a new voice, or is there more at play? Like the business value of a fresh face on the sideline, the answer starts with what happened on the court and how it set the city on fire. In the heart of Manhattan, something changed. The Knicks, long dismissed as an afterthought, suddenly mattered again. Their run to the 2025 Eastern Conference Finals wasn't just a basketball story, it was a citywide event. After 25 years without reaching that stage, New York felt alive with hope. The Knicks under Tom Thibodeau had become the talk of the town, and for fans, it was more than just wins and losses. It was proof the franchise could still inspire. For 25 years, the Knicks were cellar dwellers. Then Thibodeau arrived and immediately changed the culture. He demanded accountability and brought a relentless, hard-nosed approach to every practice and game. The results were immediate. The team posted a 50-32 record in 2023-24, then improved to 51-31 in 2024-25. That consistency was something Knicks fans hadn't seen in decades. The Knicks weren't just making the playoffs, they were making noise. They upset the 2024 champion Celtics in round 2, a victory that sent shockwaves through the league and sent New Yorkers pouring into the streets around Madison Square Garden. The city's energy was impossible to ignore. Fans who had grown numb to disappointment found themselves swept up in the excitement. The Garden was packed every night, and the roar from the crowd was deafening. Sports radio callers could barely contain themselves, with one saying, "Thibs is the guy. He's finally brought us back." Local and national media praised the team's toughness and resilience, crediting Thibs' leadership for the turnaround. The story everywhere you looked was one of redemption and revival. On the court, the players responded. The Knicks played with grit, intensity, and a sense of purpose. The chemistry was obvious, and the wins kept coming. Jalen Brunson, the team's star guard, was vocal in his support for Thibodeau, famously shutting down a reporter with, "That question is ridiculous," when asked if the coach's style was wearing thin. For the first time in years, there was a sense of unity. Players, coaches, and fans all moving in the same direction. In those weeks, it seemed impossible to imagine anything but a long, successful partnership between Thibodeau and the Knicks. Every sign pointed to stability. Thibodeau was seen as the architect of the Knicks' rebirth, the man who had finally broken the cycle of losing. The team's success was a source of civic pride, and the city embraced its new heroes. Yet, as the celebrations continued, there was a growing sense that the story might not be as simple as it appeared. The public image was one of harmony and triumph, but the true picture, what was happening behind closed doors, remained out of sight. Inside the Knicks organization, conversations were shifting in a way that fans never saw coming. AP News confirmed Leon Rose and Jim Dolan approved the move to fire Tom Thibodeau just days after the Game 6 loss, showing this was a top-down decision shaped by more than just the playoff outcome. Ian Begley reported that after the season ended, top players, coaches, and even Dolan were present in exit interviews, a sign that everyone's input was being weighed before the final call. The coaching style that had once revived the Knicks was now under a microscope. Critics argued Thibodeau's old-school style wore starters down, fueling talk of system fatigue. His intense practices and heavy-minded rotations had always been his trademark, but questions started to surface about whether that approach still worked with today's NBA stars. Reports surfaced that anonymous players felt overworked under his heavy-minded rotations. Some felt the grind was unsustainable and that the locker room needed a new approach to keep the roster healthy and engaged for the long haul. The front office didn't ignore these concerns. The organization's official statement about seeking a new voice pointed directly to disagreements over coaching style and player management. There were debates about whether Thibodeau's rigid methods would ever deliver a championship or if the team needed someone more adaptable. But after Game 6, Brunson bristled at any coaching doubt, insisting Thibodeau is right guy for this team. His public support was unwavering, highlighting a clear divide. While some players and fans stood by Thibodeau, The front office was already looking ahead. Criticism of Thibodeau's strategic decisions only grew louder. Analysts pointed out that the Knicks' starting five logged over 2,500 possessions together, often without the flexibility to adjust when things weren't working. One example stood out. Despite Towns shooting 40% from three for his career, Thibodeau ran fewer three-point sets for him than scouts expected. For some, this was proof that the coach's inflexibility was capping the team's potential. As one commentator put it, the Knicks didn't have too little talent. They didn't just get outplayed, they got severely outcoached. The message was clear. The front office believed the team's ceiling was higher than what Thibodeau's system allowed. Pressure mounted from every angle. Ian Begley explained that the organization's internal review wasn't about celebrating a deep playoff run. It was about asking if Thibodeau could actually deliver a championship. After the Game 6 loss to the Pacers, the Knicks launched a full evaluation. It included input from the head coach, his staff, key players, and even Jim Dolan himself. This wasn't a snap judgment, but what surprised many was how quickly Leon Rose's support shifted. Reports said he was backing Thibodeau the day before the firing, only for that support to vanish almost overnight. The signs were there: mounting fatigue, questions about adaptability, and a front office determined to raise the bar even higher. Thibodeau's firing was the product of weeks, maybe months of internal debate, not just a reaction to one playoff exit. But if the Knicks were winning on the court, what really pushed the organization to make such a dramatic change? To answer that, we have to step away from the locker room and look at the bigger picture, where the real power moves are made. The price of victory in New York isn't just measured in banners or playoff wins. It's measured in control, vision, and millions of dollars. The Knicks' decision to fire Tom Thibodeau, even after their deepest playoff run in a generation, wasn't about a lack of results. It was about the organization's belief that success, as defined by the front office, meant more than just getting close. Leon Rose made it clear. The team needed to move in a different direction. That phrase signals a focus on chasing a championship, not just settling for progress. The message, incremental gains and playoff excitement, weren't enough if the leadership saw a higher ceiling. The financial side of this move can't be ignored. Thibodeau still had significant time and money left on his contract, and according to Ian Begley, the Knicks owe him a guaranteed $30 million unless he lands another coaching job. With $30 million guaranteed, this was no budget cut. This was conviction. The front office and ownership understood the cost, but they believed the potential reward justified it. Firing a coach after a successful season is a gamble, but it's a gamble rooted in the belief that a new leader could unlock the team's full potential. Ownership and front office control played a central role. The decision came from Leon Rose and was signed off by James Dolan, the ultimate authority and financial backer. This top-down directive shows there's a clear hierarchy, and that big moves like this are about more than just basketball. Rose's statement emphasized the pursuit of a championship, not just a few more playoff wins. The organization's focus shifted to long-term vision, winning it all, not just getting close. In this environment, even a coach who delivers historic results can be seen as expendable if the front office believes a different approach is needed. The NBA isn't new to this kind of ruthless decision-making. Look at the Toronto Raptors. They swapped out Dwayne Casey even after he won Coach of the Year, because management was convinced a new coach was the missing piece for a title run. That gamble paid off with a championship the very next season. The Knicks' move echoes that logic. For the front office, it's about maximizing every advantage, even if it means moving on from someone who just delivered the best season in decades. The benefits of a coaching change run deeper than just X's and O's. A new coach can bring fresh strategies, a different approach to player development, or a culture that better fits the front office's blueprint. The leadership likely saw Thibodeau's methods as having reached their limit and believed a new voice could push the team even further. It's a calculated risk, but one that reflects the relentless pressure to win it all and the willingness to make hard choices to get there. This wasn't a snap decision. The Knicks leadership weighed the cost, the current success, and their vision for the future. In the end, the pursuit of ultimate glory, the need for control, and the willingness to absorb a massive financial hit all combined to outweigh even the most successful season in 25 years. It's a move that reveals just how complex and unforgiving the business of winning can be in today's NBA. 3 days after elimination, the Knicks made their move. Tom Thibodeau's firing wasn't about a lack of results, it was about the front office's vision. Leon Rose put it bluntly, "Our organization is singularly focused on winning a championship for our fans." That focus outweighed even the best season in decades and millions owed to Thibodeau. So what does this say about what it takes to win now? Was this a ruthless reset or the right gamble for a ring? Which coach voice would you back to chase that title? Comment below with your pick. Let us know how you'd rebuild this team. Do you trust Rose's decision?